everyone. I'm here today with James from Legacy Financial in the latest in our Smart Start series. So we're just going to pick up about sort of protection. So Legacy Financial, you guys are sort of mortgages, insurance, protection, that kind of stuff. So if I'm a new startup business, let's go back 8 years, me and Paul are just starting up. What should we be thinking about perhaps from a protection point of view?
Probably from my side of things, in terms of doom and gloom, it'd be more, it's insuring yourselves, insuring your income. So obviously it's a massive risk setting up a business, accidents happen, illnesses happen. You never know when they're going to happen. Probably talking to the wrong person about some of that, but it's making sure that you're financially responsible for yourself, for your family. So like we'd always recommend, if it's a one-person startup, straight away get yourself some kind of income protection. There's really, I say budget policies, but there's really cheap policies that can pay you, £1,500 a month for 12 months, no questions asked. So you've not got to prove any earnings. You've got to prove that you're earning, but there's no, you must earn X amount to be paid that amount
to qualify.
It's just you can be covered for up to £1,500 for 12 months. Obviously, if you've got some level of accounts in place or you've got a year coming up, then we can look at covering percentages of that income. But for like, if you're, it's you and it's your own business, definitely starting with some level of income protection, because then anything happens, your bills are paid. Biggest issue, you own a business, what's your biggest risk? Losing sales. No, it's losing you. The sales will then be lost. So it's that. It's those kind of policies initially.
And is that a policy for the business or for the person, or either?
Sort of both. So you're covering the individual. Again, not tax advice, because we're not allowed to. We're not qualified to give it, but obviously speak with your accountant to see if that's able to be run as a benefit through the business, through your books. But in our eyes, if it weren't for you working in that business, the business has got no turnover, because it's not bringing any income in. So it's just a private sick pay policy. That's the easiest way we refer to it to people, is it's a private sick pay policy that you've got, and then all you need is a sick note to be paid out on.
So are they expensive to put in place? Or?
No. So in terms of like set-up fees, there are none. So, you ring us up, you have an appointment, there's no fees. The only thing that you pay is the monthly direct debit to the insurer that we put you with. Pricing-wise does depend, so it completely depends on it.
Lifestyle and stuff.
Age, cover, lifestyle, current medical disclaimers. But on your budget policies, you're talking £10 to £25 a month, and on your proper policies, it could they can go sky high, but it's all relative. They're only going to be expensive if you're at higher risk of claiming, or your cover's a lot more, but you're earning a lot more to supplement that premium. So, but without it,
absolutely,
what happens?
And I guess if maybe there's a couple of business partners, can that policy sort of pay the business so that if somebody's off, you can keep being paid, or the business can get somebody in to do that work while you're off? So
like for me and George, our directors' salaries are covered. Now, that doesn't obviously cover all his income that we take from the business, but if we were to be off, it at least alleviates that part of the salary.
Make sure your mortgage is paid.
Basic bills are paid, and then get back into work as quick as possible. But it's also, we're in one of them jobs where we sit down all day. We could arguably work in his rest bed. Whereas you're more your more physical job roles, you know, out on site visiting clients or manually doing a role. That's really where
it brought it home to me. Obviously, we mentioned before, I had an accident in August, and if I'd been a bricklayer or a contractor, I still wouldn't be working now.
No,
because I physically couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But within a couple of months, I was probably on my laptop answering emails and doing things like that.
And I think a lot of the time people see the initial accident and think it's easy to get over.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of tradies, break an arm, break a leg, and I'm I'll be back at it in 8 weeks. But it's not necessarily the bone healing in that scenario. It's the physio and the rehab after, and that that part of the body might have healed, and you've had your cast off, but then you're going out on site, freezing cold, you're battering your body, and then you'll soon know about it in 12 months, 24 months time, when you start having niggles and things start going wrong.
You're not going to be as productive, are you?
No. And these types of policies give you the time to not go back and to recover that little bit more without thinking, I need to get back in work because I need to pay my bills.
Yeah.
So it's just that breathing space.
Yeah. And if you're you've got over that initial hurdle, you've got up and running, and you start to build your business, maybe you're a couple of years in, was there and maybe cash is not quite so tight as it was, what are the sort of nice to haves or the things you'd recommend around the business?
I think it'd then be going into like your sort of succession / estate planning in a business sense.
Yeah.
So, you know, we all own and run businesses for different reasons, but I suppose 9 times out of 10 you'll get to a stage in your life where you think, this business is my pension plan.
Yeah.
It's for my kids to inherit, and then I suppose what a lot of people don't plan on is dying.
Yeah.
Albeit it will happen at some point.
Yeah.
So as like I say, as depressing and doom and gloom as it is, it's also I think for me, one of the nice things is getting those types of plans in place that means your family's got something.
Yeah.
That a legacy is left to them.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Well, good name.
But yeah, so it's giving them something.
Yeah.
Whether it's a cash lump sum. So, you know, you can cover a director's shares.
Yeah.
So, you know, again, with me and George, if anything happened to me, there's enough money for George to buy my shares off of my family, and then my family's left with a cash lump sum.
Yeah.
And then equally, again, same as or similar scenario, you know, my life's covered so that a monetary value can be paid into the business.
Yeah.
Someone who can sort of replace me in my role, you know, say George could employ and set them on, and then in years to come, you know, if I had children, my children can then inherit it because George has had the help to run the business through those types of policies. And I think it's the last thing that people ever think of.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's focused on sales and bringing money in. Building a business to sell. Yeah. But a lot of the time people forget that a potential exit strategy from that business is you dying. Yeah. So, you know, you list your things that you're looking at working towards, and all these plans in place are to cash out on the business or, you know, sell to a private equity or things like that. Yeah. But forget that once we remove you out of that equation, it's all worth nothing. Yeah. And that's just your little insurance policy that sort of sits behind you. Yeah.
It's that financial backup. And I think probably as businesses get more established and get more complicated, obviously you might have started out with one of you or two of you, and that feels quite simple. Yeah. But over time you might bring in other shareholders, you might bring in other investors. You know, it's obviously important to actually sit down and think about what's going to happen if, and who gets paid what, and how does that work, and are there some insurance policies that sit behind that? Yeah, because I think quite often it's either, you know, you start on yourself and then, you know, like
we did, and like you and Paul did. You know, you go into business with someone that you sort of know and you can trust, and you have that relationship. But as you grow, you know, I wouldn't say outsiders, but people who you've not known for as long as you've known each other for come into that equation, and you know, that's when again, it's a cost to a business that you don't like paying for, but that's when things like shareholders agreements come into the role. Making sure everyone knows what their role is, and being held accountable to it. And then the financial part of, well, are we all equal? Do we all own different shares? And I think a lot of the time people don't realise how much the business could be worth, and what burden that could be on the surviving business owners. To, you know, have to raise funds to buy them shares out. You know, it could
fold the business.
And I think that's one thing that often gets missed is quite how much a business, you know, people like to not brag about it, but we're worth $1 million, we're worth 3 million, whatever. But then, you die, and then your business partner's got to raise £1.5 million to pay your partner out. How much is that a month?
Plus also the loss of that intellectual property and that person who was maybe an income generator or somebody who's running the business. It's not only replacing the financial impact, is it? But how do you then get somebody who can do that job? You know, it's not nice to think about, but you need to have these plans.
What's the pound sign above the red? And what is? I mean, it's not you. You've got to sort of detach that emotional side of things. Away from it, you know, that yes, Paul's your friend, but and I need to think of Paul as a money machine, and what is it going to cost to replace that calibre of person? And be blunt and think, that's what the cost is.
There's an insurance in place there to pay some money out for that, whether it's key man or life insurance or whatever it is.
It's like it's a little close to the line, but some, like we say, it's the difference between getting stuff sorted out and grieving and recovering in silence, and being on Facebook as a just giving page. Which one do you want?
Well, that's a cheery note to finish on, isn't it? But no,
don't be a just giving page.
But all good advice, and I hope you guys have found that really useful, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you. Cheers, mate.
It's all right. Cheers, Sam.